Well, you actually downloaded the map. Cool, I guess. I mean, it's not like downloading is some achievement or anything, but I guess congrats on formulating a decision in your life. Not really an important decision, but it's still a decision. That button right there advances the dialogue when pressed. While I don't personally recommend for you to press it before the dialogue is over, I'm not going to stop you. Just know that it will most likely hurt your ears and sound terrible. But yeah, if for whatever reason you want to continue this dialogue when I finish speaking, just press the button. Or don't. There's a button behind you that lets you exit the room and go out of the weird narrative or whatever this is. So if you get tired of the map and just want to move on, I won't stop you. That's your choice. And it's time to make it. Or don't. This room is pretty nice too. Okay, I guess you aren't done listening to me ramble on. That's fine. It's always nice to have someone to ramble to. I mean, don't let that influence your decisions in the future as to whether you want to keep listening or not, but still. Speaking of which, just giving another reminder that the exit button is behind you, and when pressed, will remove you from this existential nightmare. Do as you will. On one hand, I'm not surprised you chose to continue, but on the other hand, it's in my best interest not to really care either way. Your continued pressing of the dialogue button makes me think that you're doing this for one of three reasons. Reason A is that you're doing this for an actual purpose. Maybe a friend dared you to. Maybe this would make for a really good thumbnail. Whatever the case may be, you're actually getting something out of it. Now, reason B might be that you feel bad. In my earlier statement about liking to ramble, I may have caused you to be biased, even slightly, towards keeping the dialogue going. My intention was not to force any bias on you, but if I did by mistake, that could be why. But reason C is the most interesting and also reasonably plausible. Reason C is that you're a completionist, and even if there's a task that nobody's forcing you to do and has no discernible reward at the end, your brain makes you finish it just to see what'll happen if you do. I love this reason because it's probably the most popular one by far and it's got so much to it. But what if I assure you, right now, that there is no reward for finishing this? Nothing of any monetary value, no gameplay, or even bragging rights. When this is over, that's it. It'll be over. It's your decision whether you want to keep up with such a useless task. Well, at this point, I have to assume you're a reason C person. In fact, even if you started out as a reason A or became a reason B, you've most likely at this point switched to being reason C, because now you know that this has no reward. You might just be a curious person, who's to say? Or maybe you're doing this for a hidden fourth reason. Reason D. Let's say that reason D is that you think you'll be judged if you quit now, whether by me or others. You think your dignity will be lessened by leaving. Well, I can assure you that this isn't a matter of judgment. It's in my nature to specifically not care if you stay or leave. Speaking of which, time to choose again. See, I knew it was reason C. After all this constant talk of no point and no reward when you finish, you still go on. Maybe that's not as impressive as I make it out to be, especially considering this is a Minecraft map and you might not have anything better to do, but I have no way of knowing that. In fact, you may have pressed escape or even left the game a couple of times, and I would be none the wiser. That's what's different about you and I. I can only make predictions based on the past, but you can change your mindset and decisions at will whenever you'd like. I can only follow one path in life, but you make choices as you go along. You can choose what to do as you're doing it, and I can only predict you to an extent. That's why this is such a simple decision. It makes my job a lot easier if your choices are limited, but they're not too limited to relieve you of the decision. So go on ahead. Surprise me. Will you stay or will you go? Well, congratulations, I guess. You made it to the end of the dialogue. I know it may not seem like that much of an accomplishment, but believe me, it is. I know personally how frustrating it can be listening to unimportant speech drone on and on while you're stuck with me through this whole weird thing. Now only one question remains. Will you stay here in a theoretical limbo of possibility? Or will you finally accept the finity of this journey we've taken and exit the game? Before you choose, here's one last thing to ponder. Is choosing to remain instead of accepting the end of the map in itself actually a choice? I don't blame you. It's hard to stay interested in such a bland, weird topic. Anyways, you've made your choice, so here it is. Go do whatever it is you do, and I'll remain here, doing whatever it is I do.